Hi guys, today I wanted to talk about getting it all done when life is incredibly busy. A few of you asked if I would do a video like this, and honestly I feel like life is always busy, but there are times that it is incredibly busy, and I am in that season right now with renovating our new home, and we still have this house and trying to keep up with everything else. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate, if you have a newborn and you're trying to do everything, or you have young kids and whatever might be going on in your life. Sometimes we just have so much going on and we just wonder how on earth we're going to get it all done. And I'm sure pretty much everybody can relate. So I'm going to share some things that have helped me just to kind of not feel so stressed and help me to get things done. And I apologize for the lighting here. Honestly, I moved my camera everywhere, but I'm filming early, and I know this isn't the best time to film, but honestly I'm not going to be here during that chunk of time that is a good filming time, and I've been packing, so my house looks like really barren area. So I hope it doesn't bother you too much, but it is just temporary. So one thing that I usually do is think about my non-negotiables. These are things that I want to make sure I spend time doing because they're very important to me and I don't want to let them slip. For me, the top three things would be my relationship with God, my family, and my home. And there are lots of things tied into those categories, and there are other things that are really important, but those are the top three. I'm a Christian, so my top priority is spending time with God. If I am so busy that I'm not doing that, then I'm definitely too busy. So for me, I have a habit of getting up in the morning and making coffee, making sure my boys are getting ready for school and everything, and then I read my Bible. Instead of feeling like I'm so busy, I just need to get up and get going, I try my hardest to stick with that because it's very important. I need to be praying, especially when life is crazy busy, because I have a lot on my mind. I have a lot that I need to bring before God, and I need to keep learning from His Word. So I don't want to let that slip. Also, obviously my family is very important. I don't want to be so busy that I'm not spending time with my children, even though they're teenagers and they are pretty self-sufficient and they don't need me to cook for them every meal, and they don't need me to help them with their homework really anymore. They still need their mom around. They still need to be able to talk to me, and we still need to just hang out. So there are nights that I might be over at our house working late, but I don't do that every single day, and I don't go to the house every single day because of course I would like to get all that done, but I still need to spend time with my family. I still need to be here so that they can, walk through the kitchen and tell me about whatever is going on in their life, and I just don't want to be too busy for them. Also, my home is very important. If I let my home slip, if I start, just letting things accumulate, it will feel very overwhelming, and I will just feel more stressed, and then things will be out of place and get, more and more out of place, and then I won't be able to find them, and it will just take more time. So I try to keep things clean and organized and make sure I put things back just like I would normally do. I make sure I do my, quick cleanup in the morning and wipe down the bathrooms, and, we put our dishes in the dishwasher and, do a load of laundry every day just like I normally would, because if I think to myself, I'm too busy to do that, I'm too busy to take the 5 minutes to wipe down the bathroom, it's just going to be more work for me in the end. So you guys have seen my routines. I try my best to keep up with those. Maybe some things might not get done like every single day, right on schedule, or maybe like my weekly cleaning, I might skip washing the hardwood floors or something, or I'm trying to think, maybe one day I don't do a load of laundry and I have to the next or something, and that's okay, but I just try not to let it build up. My second point would be that I plan, but I don't spend too much time planning. And I know planners are like the big thing for a lot of people now. I personally don't really like planners, but that's just me. If you're really into that, then, you know, and it works for you, of course, I've said before, do what works. But I have found that you can spend so much time planning or so much time trying to get your planner just right that you could be using that time to get other things done. So I use my phone. I have an app. It's Cozi, Cozi, I think is how you pronounce it. I would show it, but there are copyright rules and everything. I love that. I mentioned it lots of times, but it's free. You can write a to-do list for every day. So what I do is just jot down things, and I always have my phone with me. So if I'm sitting waiting for my boys to come out, I can jot down things for the next day, or I can you know, plan things out, but I don't overcomplicate it. I don't spend a lot of time planning, but it's there so that I don't have to remember everything. Like my list today, I need to remember to do my re-enrollment stuff for my boys' school. I need to remember to finally pick up boxes from a friend that's been holding them. Just things that when you have so many things that you're doing, you need to have it down on either pencil, you know, write it down with pencil and paper, or have it on your phone or something so you don't have to keep trying not to forget it. So just things like that, and that way you know, you have a plan. Also, I have a to-do list for the week because I don't know which day I'm going to do it, but there are things that I would like to get done that week, and then I review that each day and see what I can knock out. But my point is, the to-do list should be there for you. Like the planning should be there to help you rather than it feel like something you have to spend an hour a week doing, or an enormous amount of time, or you have to, you know, make your planner look pretty or whatever. If you enjoy that, you know, that's great. But you just have to make sure you don't over plan or spend so much time that might be precious time planning, and just keep it simple. And I find that definitely either writing down or using my phone app really helps so that I don't have to remember everything. I have so many lists for our new house, but it really helps me to remember, okay, I need to pick up a shower curtain, I need to pick up this and that, and I need to get this done and that done. This is our budget, this is how much I have to spend on, you know, everything, and it just really helps. But definitely planning should help you and not feel like an extra burdensome thing that you have to get done. Also, when life is insanely busy, I think it's really important all the time, but especially when you're really busy, to just finish one thing at a time. I think it's kind of a common thing, but for whatever reason, we try to do so many things all at the same time. And it's like I'm cleaning up the kitchen and then I remember, oh, I forgot to put the laundry in the dryer, or oh, I forgot to sign this for my kids, and then I leave the kitchen and I go off and do all of these different things, and I come back and the kitchen's messy, and I'm like, oh, now I need to go hang up the laundry or whatever. And it's like, just do one thing, finish one thing at a time. If you're moving and you're packing, finish that one box before you start like taking everything out of the cabinets and everything. Finish that box, label it, or, you know, just write it with the Sharpie and tape it up and put it, you know, where you need to put it, and move on to the next box, instead of like just creating too much for yourself all at the same time, because it will help mentally as well, just to you know, keep it simple, do one thing at a time and finish it before you move on to the next thing. Okay, now this is a big one. Sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you just can't do everything, and it's okay. My next point was going to be don't beat yourself up, but these kind of go hand in hand. For us, we are incredibly busy. I mean, there are days where we're like, I don't know how we're going to get it all done. And I know everybody has different lives, but I don't share every single thing that's going on in our lives, especially with my kids. Like if they have, you know, different things they're doing. I don't share every single thing because my kids aren't in a lot of my videos. I don't really share a lot of things that we're doing with our family. I don't ever have my friends in my videos. I don't share, you know, a lot of things. So it might just seem like all I'm doing is home renovations, but I have a whole other, you know, life outside of the home renovations. But sometimes you just have to say no. You know, if I like to bring meals to people, but if I'm like hurrying to fix a meal for my own family and I can't even get home until like 7 o'clock and make a half an hour meal, and you know, I try my best to make really nutritious, good meals, then I shouldn't be signing up to bring another person a meal right now. And I don't need to feel bad about that because it'll be okay. Right now, I can only do what I can do. If you get asked to volunteer for your kid's school or whatever, and it's during a time where you're just like overwhelmed, it's okay sometimes to say no. Now, if you're saying no every single time throughout the year, then, you know, that would not be good. But there are times when it's okay. You don't have to do it all. And also, I think being this busy and having, I mentioned before, I have a friend who offered to give my boys a ride home whenever I needed it. And that is so helpful to me because I mentioned I'm kind of not afraid to ask for help, but I'm not someone who is like always asking for help. It's just, I don't know what it is with my personality. I try to do as much as I can without like bothering anybody, even though they express to me that it's not bothering them. I don't know, I just feel guilty or something. But being this busy and seeing how helpful something like that is, it reminds you to be helpful to others when you're less busy and they might be more busy. So, you know, your good friends and family members, you know, just think about the times that you can help them and they can help you. And, you know, just don't feel bad if you can't do everything right now. And don't beat yourself up. And then make sure that you take time to relax. You cannot work 100% of the time. We don't go to our house on Sunday. We don't, you know, do a whole lot of extra work on Sunday. We go to church. We do some stuff around here, and we might have a lot to do, and we get it done. We try to rest for a little bit, but at night we just hang out with the kids because we need some downtime. You cannot do work every minute of your life because it'll affect your health. You'll be stressed. You need some downtime. You need some rest. You need sleep, you need to eat healthy, and you just need to get your mind off of like everything that's going on sometimes. So definitely, it might not be as much downtime as you would have in your normal, not so busy life, but you do need downtime. So when you find yourself incredibly busy, make sure you set aside a little bit of time just to relax. It could be even 20 minutes a day just to like relax and have a cup of coffee or tea or something. Or it could be the end of the night when you just let yourself watch your favorite TV show or, you know, whatever, get together with a friend for coffee or something, but you do need time to relax. Okay, those are my main points, but I know that I kind of left out a lot of things that you guys have asked me about. So I'll start with meals. It's really important to me to feed my family nutritious food. We don't eat perfectly by any means, but I do try to feed them nutritious food. I really like to make homemade, you know, from scratch as much as I can food. And eating out is very expensive. You don't get a lot of nutritional value. I have food sensitivities, and if I ate fast food, I would feel horrible because I pretty much never eat it. So, in order to feed my family nutritious food when I'm incredibly busy, I rely on the slow cooker a lot. You can throw so many things in the slow cooker and it just makes the food for you, like soup. You know, put some broth in, a bunch of vegetables, spices, and you can make so many different kinds of soups. You could also add pasta in, you know, let it cook for another half an hour. You can make pasta sauce, and then when you get home, just boil your pasta. I have tons of slow cooker recipes on my channel, and if I remember, I'll link the playlist below. The slow cooker helps so much when life is crazy. Also, you can make a lot of food in just a half an hour or so. You can make so many things, you know, if you have some beans and rice and vegetables and whatever, you can just throw together a filling, healthy meal. It really doesn't have to be super complicated. You know, I'm not really right now baking like homemade bread to have with dinners because I'm not here. I'm not here to wait on my bread machine and then let it rise and then bake it. It takes a couple hours, and I'm okay with that. You know, if I pick up bread from the bakery on the way home, it's just this season of life, and I don't need to beat myself up if I didn't make homemade rolls with the soup or whatever. Some of you asked about working out, how I'm able to fit that in, or do I keep up with that? I normally work out 4 to 5 days a week. Sometimes it's only 3, sometimes it's 5. I try in the summer to do 5 because I can go outside and run. And that's, you know, one day I don't have to drive out to the gym because my gym is about 15 minutes away. So it takes up a chunk of the day. By the time you know, drive to the gym, work out, get back home, and then I have to wash my hair. So it can't be a day where I just, you know, fix my hair really quick. I have to wash it and dry it and all of that stuff. So it takes up a good chunk of the day to work out. But I don't want to completely cut it out when life is crazy because I feel like I need to work out. It is my stress reliever. I can go and it's just, I feel so much better, and I don't want to let that slip because I work hard, and you know, if you let it go for a couple months and then you try to go back in, you're not going to lift as heavy as you lifted before. You're not going to run as fast, and you can get back, but it, you know, I just don't want to let it slide. So lately I've been trying to go like 2 to 3 days a week. I would like to go 3 to 4, but in reality, because it takes so much of the day, I just can't. So when I'm there, I try to make the most of it. And I think 2 to 3 days, you know, I work out for an hour or so is okay during a busy time. You know, I'm not gonna like completely lose what I work hard to gain. I'm not going to, you know, not be able to run as far as fast if I keep up, you know, 2 to 3 days a week. And then some other things, like I do YouTube and I enjoy doing it. It does take time. So, you know, I just try to make sure that I'm keeping up with it, but I don't beat myself up if I don't have a video up every single day, or if I, you know, miss a day during the week, because I know that you guys understand that we're in the middle of renovating our home and I still have a lot of videos up. For me, and it kind of depends on what your job is or whatever, but I get a lot of messages and emails and texts and all of those things, and I try my best to respond as much as I can, but I know I can't reply to everyone. I know I can't reply to every message or every email, because if I did, one of my non-negotiables would suffer. And that's kind of where, you know, you have to decide, okay, if I do this, is something that's more important going to suffer? So you're just constantly making those decisions, and don't beat yourself up, and know that it only lasts for a little while. And that's what I have to remind myself, that even though this is stressful sometimes, and even though it's crazy and I feel so busy, it's not going to last for the rest of my life. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope maybe you got some good tips. Thank you very much for watching.